Hey everyone, Dr. D here, and here we have another unboxing. A new shipment of Snap-on came in just today, May 1st, 2019. Let's see what we've got in store this time for the tool haul. Alright, let's take a look. Get the bubbles out as always. Alright, let's take a look here. Looks like I've got extensions. There are my extensions. Okay, these look to be the 3/8. Are they the 3/8 or the 1/2 inch? It's hard to say from this angle, but it might be. Actually, it's the 3/8. I believe this is the 1/2 inch extension. So Snap-on extension, wobble extensions for the 3/8, regular extensions for the 1/2 inch, and wobble extensions for the 1/4. Then we have a friction universal joint and a friction universal joint. So two universal joints, one 1/2 inch and a 3/8 inch. So now I have all the universal joints and a complete set of extensions for every type of ratchet I own. So the second part of my shipment came in, so I'll just go ahead and add that to this video. This is a large box, I tell you. Right. And it's large for a reason. Take out the paperwork here. We've got the Snap-on screwdriver set. I believe it's Phillips and flathead one, size 1, 2, and 3 there for the Phillips. Yeah, 3 Phillips, 3 flatheads, different sizes. And then we have, this is pretty cool. I'll show you this. The striking pry bar set, which is pretty awesome. All right, so let me set up. I'll kind of open these up and give you a tour of what they're kind of like. Let me go ahead and open these up for you. Alright, so here it is, all opened up. Here, this is the hard handle. This is the hard handle Phillips size 1, P1, number 1. It does say don't hammer on this, so this isn't a striking, this isn't a pry bar, this is an actual screwdriver. It's got the little hex head here, so that you can take a wrench to it. So when you're pushing, you could use a wrench to give you more torque. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't know what this this stuff is on the tip, but it has a different texture. It's got kind of a polished finish here up here, but then at the tip it's more of a matte. Screwdrivers as well. It's got kind of a rough tip to it, but it does have the hex. I got the hard handle because I really don't need the soft grip, and the soft grip's a little bit less durable. It's going to wear faster, and I just want my tools to last forever, and I don't have as much access to a tool guy for you know, swapping stuff out. But I like how these feel in my hand. I can imagine I can get in there and put some good torque on there and pressure on there, especially with a wrench. I could twist it. Yeah, they feel good. Let's see, these larger ones are pretty big. Yeah, that feels good in the hand. I can imagine using these. As far as the pry bars go, oh, they're all oiled up. The one thing about Snap-on, they do oil up their products really well. So here's the smallest pry bar. Oh yeah, that's sharp actually. Wow, that's actually really sharp. And it's got the striking head on here, so you can actually use a hammer with it. And there you have a next size up. I almost don't want to grab it by the metal because it's so greasy. They really oil these up to prevent rust. But that really feels strong. It's kind of like some kind of resin, some kind of plastic, but it feels really hard. You've got the striking tip there. Let's try the biggest one. Yeah, that's got some heft to it. Thing feels like a baton. Yeah, and oh man, that is a sharp tip. It's actually like almost like a chisel right there. It's actually really sharp. Man. Almost like a chisel. Oh, and remember I had gotten these sets, right, of extenders, the wobble extensions. So I was going to show you what they do, what they look like. All right, check this out. So let's try this extension. Okay, I'm going to snap that together, put the 10 millimeter on, and see how it goes. It's new, so it's really tight. It's actually hard to get it in there. Oy, my goodness. It's actually pretty hard. Oh, right, there we go. So, yeah, that's in there. It's the 10 millimeter. So I've got the 3/8 snap-on ratchet with the extension. This looks to be about 10 inches. Yeah, 8 inches. 8-inch extension, and then you've got the wobble head. And what's cool about this is if you pull it out a bit, it's wobbly. See? So it's a nice wobbly extension. Okay, it flops around a lot, but if you push it in, of a standard extension, there's no wobble to it. So you can use it as a regular extension, or you can use it as a wobble extension. I like that. And they make not just 3/8 versions of these wobble extensions, they make the quarter drive as well. Let me show you a quarter drive. So here's my quarter drive ratchet. Here's my 10 millimeter for quarter drive. Okay. All right, and again, you can use it as a wobble, very wobbly, or you push it in and it's not wobbly at all. You just use it as a regular extension. So that's kind of cool. And I've got, yeah, all different size extensions for wobbly for 3/8, all different size extensions, wobbly for quarter. But remember, my 3/8 wobble, my 1/2 inch wobbly, it's actually not wobbly at all. It's just a regular extension. I don't even know if they make a 1/2 inch wobbly. I couldn't find it, at least not for the student pricing, the student site. Okay, so that's what I got so far. I'll keep you posted on how these work and the use I get out of them, but they feel really well made. I like the extensions have this, you know, this machine's cuts on the side, so it's easier to twist, which is good. Because one gripe I have, actually, if there's a negative, let me tell you, if there's a negative to the snap-on sockets that cost a fortune, I would say the negative is that they just don't have enough grip. Like, for example, let me show you. Like right now, I can't hardly get a grip on it to remove it from this extension. Now, let me show you. Here's my one gripe about snap-on sockets, right? They're so slippery. There's nothing to grip onto. They have a little bit of cuts here that give you a little bit of grip, but not really. Let's say your hands are oily or your gloves are oily to any extent. You put that on that ratchet and tell me you can get that off of there without completely slipping off. There were times where my hands were oily. I actually had to take a screwdriver in there and actually pry the socket off of my snap-on ratchet because I could not for the life of me. Look, my hand just slips off. Like I can't I can't get in there even now because I've been touching these pry bars and they're really oily, so my hands are all oily. You can see the shine to them. So watch, like I'm genuinely trying to remove this socket right now. Genuinely, I'm actually trying right now. I can't do it. Like I actually need another tool. I need to find a tool to remove this socket from this ratchet. I can't do it. Look, there's no way. Like, it's on there so tight. And this is a snap-on ratchet with a snap-on socket, but for the life of me, they've designed it in such a way that, you know, you're not getting this thing off. Yeah, you might as well take a screwdriver to it, you know, and pry it out of there. I don't know. That's my one beef. That's my one gripe about these snap-on sockets, is that they are literally impossible to remove with slippery hands, with oily hands. I don't know how other mechanics do it, but for the life of me, I cannot get that socket off of there. I need another tool to do it. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is always using these extensions, because at least these have something to hold on to remove things or change things around, and it'll be easier to take sockets off of this little narrow end than it will be from this beefy, you know, ratchet head. So anyway, that's my beef with that. This is this month's tool haul. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.